Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Wok with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at wokwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding this video or any other videos that I've posted in the past. When it comes to home cooking, convenience efficiency plays an important role because you want to be able to cook within whatever time that you have available. And most people just feel that they would not want to spend more than 30 minutes in the kitchen. Now in this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you cook a very simple dish that's chicken and asparagus. It takes only about 10 to 15 minutes for you to have a meal on the table. Now one of the important things about the fast cooking system is advanced prepping. Advanced prepping plays a key role of the efficiency of the cooking system. For example, a lot of us like to have chicken, and the best way to do advanced prepping is to have the chicken already cut up in the size that is ready for stir frying. Before you go to work, all you have to do is take out a package and put it in the refrigerator and have it thawed out. Or if you want, you can take a package from the freezer and put it in a bowl of lukewarm water, and it will thaw out in about 10 minutes. Now, to marinate the chicken is very important, particularly in this particular way of how to cook the chicken. You marinate the chicken using a method known as dry marinating. I use this same method for almost all my chicken dishes, and this is what I call it a template. I start out, I add a small amount of cornstarch, and you can vary it depending on how much you want it to be. And then I'm going to add with my Wok with Tak basic seasoning mix. You can use any seasoning mix that you would like. This will give the chicken extra flavor, more intense flavor. And then I'm going to add just a small touch of sugar. The sugar plays a very important role because it will cause the chicken to caramelize and also to char. And I use a method known as shallow frying, and this is essential for this to take place. Now, there are other methods that you can use to marinate the chicken. This method I refer to as the dry marinating has several important functions. One is that it's able to absorb the moisture from the chicken, and it will make searing the chicken more effective. Asparagus is a great dish for stir frying. One of the most important reasons is that asparagus cooks very quickly. Now, as we all know, you can eat asparagus the way it is. But if you stir fry it, it makes the asparagus better flavor. It provides also better texture for the asparagus. And when you stir frying, you can readily to control how much you want the asparagus to be cooked. To prepare the asparagus is very easy. You break the asparagus at the part that it breaks naturally. And this is the part where the asparagus is less fibrous. And everything above that is great for you to use. And then I will cut off the tip of the asparagus. And the remaining for the stem of the asparagus, I will just cook the top part. And then the rest, which at the bottom part of the asparagus, I'm just going to cook it diagonally. And the reason for that is that it will provide a much better texture as well as make it faster to cook. And this is all you have to do with asparagus. Asparagus is one of those ingredients. If you prep them like this, it will greatly extend its shelf life. Asparagus can stay in the refrigerator in this form for up to 10 days. So you don't have to use it all at once. You can use it in many different dishes. I'm going to cook this dish in my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. I'm going to start out about 2 tablespoons of canola oil. You can use almost any oil that you would like. I choose canola oil partly because I used to use it for a long time, and it is relatively inexpensive, and it is neutral in flavor. Now the first thing I do is that I'm going to season my wok. The stainless wok has a natural surface, so I season it using a method that I call it spot seasoning. The method is very simple. You simply heat up the cooking oil until it starts to smoke gently, and you let it to smoke for about 15 seconds. And this is the time when the wok is being seasoned. And this is also the time when the oil has reached its highest temperature. That is very important because when I add the chicken to the wok, I want the chicken to be seared right away. And searing the chicken will seal in the flavor of the chicken. At the same time, it will also provide the chicken a nice crispy texture. Now this method is referred to as shallow frying. It's very similar to deep frying, except you use far less oil. But you still, like deep frying, you coat the chicken with cornstarch. Normally, in deep frying, you coat your food ingredients with flour, but cornstarch works very well for this purpose. As you can see, it takes only a matter of seconds to fry the chicken. And when you pick up the chicken and turn it around, you notice that the chicken has been charred. And this actually is wonderful for the flavor of the chicken. The charring creates a grilled-like flavor as well as texture. And this actually is a very unique process when you stir fry, because it gives the food ingredients a smoky flavor. And that is frequently referred to as Wok Hei. And by this point, the chicken is probably about 70% done. And now I flip it over, and I'm going to fry the other side. Now, I don't have to fry both sides to the equal extent, because that is not really necessary. Right now, I'm going to add the asparagus. Now, this process of cooking is known as sequential stir frying. The principle is actually very simple. What you do is that you stir fry the ingredients according to how long you want to cook them. For example, ingredients you only want to stir fry for a short time. For example, like the asparagus. You want the asparagus to stay crisp. You add it later during the stir frying process. As you can see now, the chicken and the asparagus are both now being cooked together. Asparagus takes very little time to cook. And so at this point, I'm almost ready to finish off the dish. I'm going to add some oyster sauce. Now, this is the only sauce I'm going to add because the chicken is already have great flavor, and asparagus will also add flavor to the dish. Now, the chicken and asparagus actually work really well. Asparagus do not pick up flavor from the dish very well, so they maintain their natural flavor well. Whereas the chicken pick up all the flavors that I have added. Actually, I probably left some of the flavor on the surface of the wok. Now, at this point, I want to make sure that I pick all this up and also to make cleaning easier later. And what I do is that I use a little amount of water from a water squeeze bottle and just drip it right on the surface of the wok. This actually turns into steam immediately. What I'm doing is that I'm steaming the surface of the wok to soften the food debris, and then I use my wok spatula to scrape them off. Now, you do not want to put in too much. Okay, now the dish is done. I cooked this dish in only about 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to serve this dish with some rice. And of course, you can serve it with anything you want. And this is also advanced prepping turned out to be very useful because I already have the rice on hand. I cook the rice in my rice cooker. And rice has really good shelf life. And usually you can store rice in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks or longer. And then I'm going to layer the asparagus and chicken right next to the rice. Now, this dish is enough for 2 people, depending on how hungry you are. Most of the time, my wife and I are able to share this dish together. As you can see, this dish is very simple, but it is great flavor. The main reason is the way how the chicken is being cooked. The chicken has a nice charred flavor to it. It gives a nice flavor in addition to the texture that are on the surface of the chicken. It has a slight crispy texture. The asparagus is just perfect because I cook asparagus very lightly. Now, in order to cook this dish so quickly, there are 2 things is important. One is I already have the chicken advanced prep, so all I have to do is fold it out, and I have the asparagus already cut. And I usually prep my vegetables during the time when I'm not hurry or busy. And this is a great advantage because then when you are actually busy, when you don't have a lot of time on hand and you want to put a meal on the table quickly, this will allow you to do it in about 10 or 15 minutes. The goal of my cooking system is to help people to make home cooking as part of their daily routine. And the reason is simple, because with home cooking, you can cook dishes like this anytime you want. You know exactly how the flavor that you would like. The more you do it, the more you're able to control the flavor. And by using tempeh-based cooking, you can constantly make adjustments by making ingredient substitutions. So the end result is that you can generate diversities that will allow you to really enjoy the variations of the dishes that you can create. So if you would like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.